What's going on, guys? Kai here again at Gulf Auto Direct in Waveland, Mississippi, bringing you the 2020 GMC Sierra Elevation. This is the 5.3 liter V8 off-road X series that is, as you can see, white in color. Moving around the back here, we do have the running boards. We have the privacy tint. That's how you can see that the tint in the back is a little bit different than in the front. Move it around, we've got the accented wheel wells with the alloy black GMC rims. Moving around to the back here, we do have the foot place on the rear bumper here. In the back we have automated slowed bed drop. Moving around to the side, we have the wraparound lights so people on the sides of you can see what you got going on. Move around the other side. This car is absolutely beautiful, man. There's no blemishes or scratches and scrapes from this side that I can see. Understand we tried to get in the light a little better so you guys could see everything that was going on here. Let me back up a little bit for you so you can see the whole vehicle again. Let's move in here on these tires. As you can see, the tires still have a really nice amount of tread still. Very nice. We've got the triple LED light system here from GMC, as well as your lowered fog lights, and then you have your accented chrome GMC across the all black grille. Super beautiful vehicle. A black accent on the front bumper here. Moving around the back to the side again. So I want to open this door and make sure that you guys can see this. It's not a very big deal, but here at Gulf Auto Direct we like to be super transparent. So let me move out of the way a little bit here. And if you can see right here on the vehicle, there's a little bitty scrape here. Not a huge ordeal, nothing super crazy. I got in here pretty well last time, but just to make sure you can see it, it is a little bit into the paint there and more scratched than anything. It doesn't look like there's really any dents to the vehicle. But there is this scratch that runs down the side here and a little couple scrapes up here, but these are almost unnoticeable. I really more or less feel them with my hand. We'll close this back, check out this running board here, and you can see there's a little bit of yellow that it's scratched off on a pole. Back up and see, now that I back up and I've pointed out, you can kind of see where it's at, but again, not a really huge ordeal. Another thing that I noticed this time around was there's this little bitty black scrape here on the inside of the door handle, but again, nothing crazy. We do have keyless entry with this vehicle. Lock and unlock the vehicle with keyless entry. We'll move around the vehicle one more time just so you guys can get another really good look at everything. We've got the bed lights here. In the back we do have a nice bed liner, super rough interior. Doesn't seem like that plastic, it's like a rhino spray-in bed lining that we have here. And back up and move around this side of the vehicle again. Here's another little tiny scratch. Again, nothing super crazy, just little things like this and that. Of course, you know, if every truck stayed perfect forever, we'd all have our first vehicles. That's just the reality of vehicles, but surely whoever had this vehicle before us took care of it. It was their baby. Super clean coming in, really not a whole lot for us to do other than the normal oil changes, tire waxings, and inside of cleaning the vehicle. Just making sure it's all pretty for whoever decides to take it home. Here we go. There's another little tiny thing, and I mean, you can see the size of my fingernail in comparison. It's such a small amount of scratch there that, I mean, unless you were a professional looking for something like that, you'd think this truck was spick and span. So we do have a couple, I'm not sure if you can see that. There's this right here. Those are just bugs. It's love bug season. It's common, but there are no scratches on the hoods here, and if there was, I'd point them out for you and just walk around and make sure everything's okay. And okay, I'll meet you guys on the inside of the vehicle. Alright guys, now that we're in here, we'll go over some of the AC controls and some of the electronics that we have. We have the downhill assist for whenever you're towing. as well as your hazard lights, your automated traction control, your lift gate for the bed, and then this button is for turning on and off your automatic start on your key. So if you're approaching the vehicle, decide you want to start it up, it's kind of cold outside, you can start it before you even get in the vehicle. Here we have our heated seats, and we even have our heated backs as well for both passengers in the vehicle. We have our particular AC unit control for each person. And we have our radio settings, our back and forward, seek, and then our home button, as well as a knob for control to seek, and then our volume. This particular pad is a touch pad, so you can move through all the things you want, connect your phones. There's lots of things to do here. You've got Apple Play, Android Auto, trailer light setup, settings, Wi-Fi, phone, audio, and even an OnStar service in case you guys get stranded. Moving across here, you can tell, I'll move up a little bit so you guys can see. It's a super nice all-leather interior with a black stitching, black or silver stitching. It's kind of hard to see with the lighting. It's actually like a white or silver stitching that goes all along the vehicle. No blemishes or marks here. Nothing on the inside of the vehicle that would indicate someone even had it. Moving over here to the side, we have your settings for your trailer hitch, as well as your auto settings, your 2 high, your 4-wheel drive low, and your 4 high. We have your tail light settings, as well as a speedometer change, and then your lights. Moving to the steering wheel here, we have the advanced cruise control. These are very nice and starting to become really standard in the vehicles, allowing you to basically become hands-free in a driving scenario. The vehicle speed up and even slow down for you depending on who's in front of you. This is a great indicator that we do have the front sensors as well as the back sensors. We have all 4 of your automated windows, which becomes standard in all vehicles at this point. We have your locks, which are automated, again, very standard in all vehicles, and as well as your automated mirrors, which are all in working condition. We'll check the other side. All working super nice. And as you can see, all the windows are down. Everything's in fantastic working condition. All right, moving back across the side here, we do have your micro and your USB port, as well as a 12-volt outlet here. We have a nice liner that's been put into this vehicle that looks like it almost puzzle pieces into each other. And it's super, super nice. And spin around here, you've got your center console as well. And put your phones and all of your things, utensils, anything you need to go to work, everyday life, your wallet. So it's pretty typical drawer for everybody. The seat lifts up super easy and reveals the center seat, as well as a seat belt that runs directly into the seat itself instead of through the bottom area. So it actually gives you capability, super safe. Have the strap right across your chest, just like that. Nice again, super pretty silver stitch lining, aerated leather seats with adjustable headrests, no scratches or rips or tears, not even the fabric's liner starting to fray in this vehicle. Again, you know, whoever had it, it wasn't a smoking vehicle. There's no particular smells from what I can tell. No burn marks across the tops of the vehicle here. The vehicle runs absolutely sound, is mechanically sound, and you know, that's just a typical standard for all of our vehicles here at Gulf Auto Direct. Moving here to the center, you'll pull this latch and it'll actually release the center that'll roll right back down. Not hard to move whatsoever. Did it with one finger. And this really pretty, almost wood grain accenting with a silver accenting or chrome accenting across, which complements the handlebars really nicely, along with that silver stitching that runs all the way across back to the edge of the door here. Super beautiful, and again, you know, something that your brain doesn't really pick out unless you're professional, and look for those keen little details. As a super fine truck that we have here. Moving around to the back seat, again, we have the same situation, guys. This vehicle's in super, super beautiful. I mean, anyone that sees it's gonna absolutely fall in love with it. There's no rips or tears or blemishes in the back seat as well as the front. All the stitching lining is pristine. Even the headrests look like they've never even been used. We can look at the upholstery on the top of the roof here. Again, it looks absolutely beautiful. Move back around to the front, and I'll even show you the driver's side as well. Whoop, we flipped over. Let's flip back. It's crazy. Sorry about that. So again, we have, let's open the door up so you guys can see. So again, we do have the wood grain with a chrome accenting that runs across and complements your handlebar here, which is also chrome, to that silver lining again that runs back and actually wraps around and finishes on the armrest here. Of nice deep wells in each of the doors. You got 2 cup holders and a compartment that allows you to store whatever you think necessary. Moving back across to the other side of the vehicle again, we do have your 2 compartments here, a top glove compartment as well as a lower one. And you have your standard issue manuals in here, as well as a filter for oil. Let's hop out and check out the back seat. So here we are in the back seat. Again, these are nice aerated leather seats here. You can pull on this, it'll actually open up and reveal a compartment that you have here. Not very much space, but again, something somebody probably wouldn't know. Always a nice thing to show your friends. You could put books back here, or maybe, you know, a little bag, or even your personal pistol here. And as you can see, the mechanism just releases from a latch that's right here in the doorway. This shuts back down. You also have one on the other side, as well as your cup holder center here that opens right up. You have your 3 cup holders, or maybe a spot for a wallet or watch. Nice hard back center. Generally, you don't see as many of those as you should. The material insides of these start to wear and tear over time, just from, you know, opening and shutting so many times. But again, it doesn't look like any damage has been done to any of these vehicles. Whoever built the vehicle, you know, the GMC manufacturers themselves are really doing a fantastic job, I can tell, in just the last couple of years of really bringing quality vehicles to the market. We're going to move down here, down to the center, and where we can see our 2 AC areas, as well as 2 more USB ports and another 12 volt. Move over to the side, back over here again, and you can see your speakers in the doorway, as well as another nice sizable compartment down there in the door. And I'll move around to the other side so that you can see that compartment just like you saw the first one. Here we are on the other side, and we're going to move over here and lift up the seats. Super easy to lift up. Here you have a jack there in case you need to lift and change a tire. The upholstery on the floor is absolutely clean. No stains, no smells, no odors. Move this back down, and again, we'll open this little compartment up, and it reveals a nice little hard back on both sides area where you can store anything you think necessary. We'll move back around to the front of the vehicle just to note on one more thing that I saw. Alright guys, so just to touch again, we have an assisted lower tailgate. And so I think that's again becoming really common in these trucks of this new age that we're getting into. But it's just nice to see that the bed lowers really soft and slowly, and it's also really easy to put up. And so you just take your 2 fingers and it lifts right up and secures into place. You don't need to slam it or create some big issue. But just wanted to point that out. Alright guys, and again, this is Kai at Gulf Auto Direct in Waveland, Mississippi. I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you guys need anything, you can reach out to me at 228-220-0675, or you can just message me on the platform where we've been speaking already, and I'll be able to happy and able to answer any questions that you guys got. Alright.